Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having an amazing day and are excited to learn something new today with me. In today's video, we are going to continue the part 4 of our chapter Tissues in Action. Before begin to our explanation, if you haven't watched the previous 3 videos of this chapter, so make sure to watch them first because it will make you understand our today's topic more clearly. So without wasting any further time, let's begin to our topic, animal tissues. As we all know that animal tissues are of 4 types: epithelial tissues, muscular tissues, connective tissues and neural tissues. In the previous video, we have discussed and learned about the epithelial tissues and muscular tissues. Now, in this video, we are going to continue the last 2 types of animal tissues, that is connective tissues and neural tissues. So, let's understand connective tissues. Actually, by the word connective, what do we understand? Actually, connective tissues are those type of tissues which is present in our body which help in the connection, which provides connection to our body. Like, have you ever noticed or have you ever thought that how our first bone and second bone is connected to each other? Like, this is our first bone and second bone, how it is connected to each other, and how muscles are connected to bones. Okay, so these type of connection, yes, are due because of connective tissues. Let's understand the types of connective tissues. Before understanding the types of connective tissues, let's understand the major components present in connective tissues. Actually, there are 2 types of major components which is present in connective tissues. First is cell. Obviously, as connective tissue is a tissue, so it will be made up of group of cells. So cell will be a major component. Okay, cell will present in a tissue. Okay, so cell is one of the major component of connective tissues. Second is matrix. Okay, this term is a new term for you, matrix. Let me understand you what is matrix. Consider this as a connective tissue. Okay, so as it is a connective tissue, so it will have cells as it is tissue. Okay, so this is a group of cells having nucleus with them. Okay, so actually matrix is a non-living material that is present around the cells. Yes, in connective tissues, especially in connective tissues, this matrix is a non-living material which is present around the cells. Okay, so it is present like over here. It is covering all the part around the cells. The part I am coloring over here, matrix is present. Okay, so it is a non-living material which surrounds the cells and it is made up of sugar, mineral, proteins and water. Okay, this matrix is made up of sugar, water, mineral and proteins. So this is known as matrix. Okay, and these matrix can be solid, can be liquid and can be semi-solid, because in some connective tissues like bone, in bones, this matrix is very hard to provide protection and rigidness. Okay, whereas in some connective tissues it is very like fluid or a blood, it is like blood. Okay, so let's understand the matrix. So these are the pointers that I have written. It is non-living material which surrounds the cells and it can be solid, it can be liquid and it can be semi-solid. Okay, and it is made up of water, sugar, mineral, protein and fibers. Okay, so the 2 types of protein that you should learn in matrix, there are 2 types of proteins which are present, which is important proteins. First is collagen and second is reticulate. So these are 2 types of proteins that you should learn for your exams. Okay, so let's understand these. In bones, the matrix is very hard, as I have told you, because they need strength. The bones need strength. Okay, and in some connective tissues, the matrix is very light. Okay, thin like fluid or like a blood. Okay, now we have understood the major components of connective tissues. Now let's understand the types of connective tissues. Guys, this slide is really important, so make sure you remember these all points. There are 3 types of connective tissues. First is proper connective tissues, second is supportive connective tissues and the third is fluid connective tissues. Let's understand the definition of these three tissues in detail. So first is proper connective tissues. Actually, this is a very abundant type of connective tissues which provide support and flexibility to the body. Okay. Now it is present, the proper connective tissue is present in a huge amount in human body, and it is a mixture of variable cells. Okay, now let's understand the supportive connective tissues. Actually, by the word supported, you can understand easily that it provides support. Yes, supportive connective tissue is a type of tissue which provides support to our human body or animal body, and which provide flexibility to our body, and it also supports the weak organs in a human body. Let's understand fluid connective tissues. Fluid connective tissue is a type of connective tissue in which the cell is a very special category type of cells is present in fluid connective tissue. Actually, the cells in fluid connective tissue, the matrix of the fluid connective tissue is very thick, liquidy type material. Okay, that's why it is fluid connective tissue. Okay, so this fluid connective tissue, main purpose of this is for circulation of blood, and by the blood it transport the waste material to the human body and transport hormones and waste materials. Yes, so this is the work of fluid connective tissue. Let's understand the types of proper connective tissues. There are two types of proper connective tissues. First is loose connective tissues, second is dense connective tissues. Let's understand loose connective tissues in detail. Let's understand the types of loose connective tissues. There are two types of loose connective tissues. First is areolar tissues, second is adipose tissues. Areolar tissues is the most abundant type of loose connective tissues. Okay, abundant means it is present in huge quantity. Yes, it is present in huge quantity. Actually, it is found between skin and muscles. Actually, areolar tissues are a type of tissues like in plants there was parenchyma. Parenchyma was a type of tissue which can be fit in any place. So in the same way, wherever the empty place will be present in a human body, so this tissue will be present over there. Like in plants there was parenchyma, in animals there is areolar tissues. For example, if it is a skin, I have made a sample diagram above. If it is the first layer of the skin like this, and these are muscles. Like these are the shape of smooth muscles. Okay, so it is the skin and it is muscles, so you can see some empty space between them. So in these type of empty space, the areolar tissues is present everywhere like this. You can see now over here you will find areolar tissues to fill this space. Okay, so now let's understand its characteristics or its functions. So areolar tissues are found between skin and muscles. This is the one example that I have given you, skin and muscles, and around blood vessels also and nerves. It is also present around the blood vessels, yes, and our nerves, and in the bone marrow. Okay, so this areolar tissue is it can be found between skin and muscles, between any empty space. Yes, it fills the space between different tissues and organs, hence called packing tissue. Okay, it fills the space between different tissues. Okay, this areolar tissues is a type of tissue, loose connective tissue, which fills every space. Yes, sir. It fills space between the tissues or between organs, between skin and muscles. Yes, sir. And that's why, because of its quality of filling the empty space, this is known as packing tissue. That's why it is known as packing tissue. Yes, sir. It helps in the repair of tissues after injury. Okay, so it helps in the recovery of any tissue after the injury. When we get injured, so you can see, because when we get injured, so this tissue, areolar tissues, help in the recovery of our tissues which is damaged because of injury. Okay, now last pointer says that it helps in the fighting against foreign substances and toxins. Okay, it helps in fighting against toxins. Okay, it fights with some harmful material which is present in a body. Okay, so now let's understand adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is a type of tissue which is made up of adipocyte cells. The cells which made adipose tissue is adipocytes. Okay, so adipose tissue is a type of tissue which is the reason behind our fat. Yes, which is the reason behind our fat. Like you have seen some people which are like very fat. So this fatness come because of adipose tissue. Now let's understand the pointers of adipose tissue. It consists of large number of oval and rounded adipose cells. Okay, filled with fat globules, or you can say fat droplets. Okay, so I have an image, this is the image or the sample image of adipose tissue. You can see over here, like this is the cell of adipose tissue. This is adipocytes. Okay, so in these adipocytes there is a huge, like a type of oval or rounded in adipose cells. This rounded thing is nothing but fat droplets, or you can say fat globules. Actually these fat droplets or fat globules are the thing in which fat is stored. Okay, in these adipose cells the fat is stored in the fat globules. Okay, so these are the globules. Now second pointer says that excess nutrients are converted into fats and are stored in this tissue. Okay, so do you know what is fat? Actually fat is nothing but when we eat excessive nutrients, when we take excessive nutrients by the food. So our adipose tissues in our body, the adipose tissues use these excessive nutrients and convert them into fat. Why they convert them into fat? Because they store that fat energy to provide us energy whenever we will not get food. If someday we will not get food, so these fats help us to be that much energetic that we are having a food. So that's why this is essential for having fat, for storing fat. Okay, the excessive nutrients are converted into fats and are stored in these tissues. The adipose tissue is abundant below the skin between the internal organs. Okay, so actually the location of this adipose tissue is, it is present below the skin, in abundant, in the huge amount. It is present below our skins. Yes, and it can be present like around the internal organs, like it can present in around kidney. It is adipose tissue is present in our kidneys, around our kidneys. Yes. So the last pointer says that temperature regulation. Okay, what is temperature regulation? Actually these fats like if you have heard something like someone is fat, if a man is fat, so he or she will feel very like little cold. Why is that so? Or an example of an animal, polar bear, they live in very cold, very cold temperature and very cold environment. Why they do not feel a coldness? Because of their fur? No, because after their fur, below their fur or below their skin, there is a huge amount of adipose tissue. Yes, and in some fat people it is also in huge amount. That's why they do not feel that much cold. As having a huge amount of adipose tissues in polar bears, they do not feel cold, because these adipose tissues help in the temperature regulation. Yes, how? Because that is a very thick layer of adipose tissue after the fur of the polar bear. Yes, so the heat, inner heat of our body is trapped, and it is trapped in our side only. It cannot transport outside. That's why they do not feel cold. Okay, so that is all about the loose connective tissues. Take a quick look at this slide and revise every point carefully. Now let's understand the types of dense connective tissues. There are two types of dense connective tissues. First is tendon and second is ligament. Let's understand tendon. Tendon is a type of dense connective tissue which bind the muscles and bones together. Yes, like which tendon is a type of tissue which connect the muscles and bones together. Yes, like here's a sample diagram. You can see this is a type of skeletal muscle. Over here you can see. Now you can see over here it is a bone. Yes, sir. And now over here it is a muscle, skeletal muscle. So how it is connected? The muscle, when a muscle is connected with bones, this connection is done because of tendon tissue. So the line over here which connects the muscles and bones together is made up of tendon tissue. Okay, so tendon bind muscles to bone. Yes, sir. It bind muscle and bone together. And what it provides less flexibility. Why? Because obviously when it is about bones, so they do not need that much flexibility. Yes, sir. So it provides less flexibility and it provides rigidness to them. Okay, and it provides mobility to limbs. Actually limbs is a type of joint. Yes, sir. So it provides flexibility, rigidness and mobility and help in the movement of bones. Obviously when it connect the muscle and bones together, to it help in the movement of muscles and bones. Like over here we have muscles and we have bones also. So this connection is done with the help of tendon, a type of dense connective tissue. Okay, let's understand the second type of dense connective tissue, that is known as ligaments. Okay, so ligament is a type of dense connective tissue which combine, which connect or which bind the bone to bone together, like one bone and second bone. Like over here with your finger you can see it can bend. Yes, sir. So this is first bone, this is second, this is third. So how they are connected to each other, how they are bind to each other? Yes, that is just because of ligaments. Over here I have made a sample diagram of ligament. You can see it is a hand diagram. So you can see it is known as joint capsule, like joints. When joint is divided it is known as joint capsule. Okay, so over here it is tissue, over here it is muscles. Yes, now you can see over here bones are there. So these three bones are connected with each other due to ligaments. Actually the work of ligament is to bind bone to bone together. Okay, so this bone is connected with this because between them there is ligament tissue. Between them there is ligament tissue, and in the same way in all these bones, between all these two bones there are ligament tissues which joins the bone or connect the bone to bone together. Okay, and it provide more elastic and more flexibility. Yes, because our hand need more flexibility. So this flexibility of our hand is just because of our joints is having ligament tissues between them. Okay, then it provides strength, like not a type of strength like strong. Yeah, it is strong, but it provides strength like of holding. I can hold, I am holding a marker. This strength is because of ligament, because it provides strength and support to bones. Yes, and it prevent dislocation of bones. Okay, like it divide the bones together, it connect the bones. Yes, but it does not, it prevent dislocation of bone. Dislocation means for example if this elbow bone, if ligament tissue would not be over here, so this elbow bone can be over here. Yeah, it can come from here to here. So this prevention is just because of ligament tissues. Okay, so this is all about dense connective tissues. We have covered both the types of proper connective tissues. Now let's move toward the supportive connective tissue. These concepts are easy to remember, so revise them once before moving on. Now let's understand the types of supportive connective tissue. So there are two types of supportive connective tissue. First is bone and second is cartilage. Actually, let me tell you the difference between bone and cartilage. Bone is very hard, porous. Yes sir. But cartilage, you can see over here in your ear, it is very soft. It is not that much rigid that bone is. Yes sir. It is not even that much hard. It is flexible, it can move, and on the tip of our nose over here a cartilage is also present. Yes sir. So this is the main difference between bone and cartilage. So let's understand bone. Bone is a hard and non-flexible material. Yes, it is very much hard in comparison to cartilage. It is hard and it is non-flexible. Yes, a bone cannot move. Like if here is a bone, so rather than joints, it cannot be break out. Yes, it is that much hard. Okay, so it is hard and non-flexible. The bone is also porous. Porous means it have pores on it, like small holes is known as pores. So that's why bone is porous. And bones also contains blood vessels. Blood vessels present in bones. Yes, actually in bones blood vessels are present. Blood go through them. And matrix of bone is made up of proteins and minerals and salt. Okay, so this is the structure of bone. Now let's understand the function of bone. So the function of bone is it provides skeletal support to the body. It provides shape to the body. Okay, when we have skeleton in our skeletal system, okay, so that skeletal system is made up of bones, and that bones provide the shape to our body. It makes the structure of our body, or it completes the structure of our body. Yes sir. And on the bones we have muscles, and then we have organs and all the things. Yes sir. It provides skeletal support. Yes, it also provides support. It also provides the shape or the structure to our body. It provides vital body organs such as brains and lungs. Okay, so this is the function of bone. Now let's move toward the second type of supportive connective tissue, that is cartilage. Okay, so as you all know, cartilage is like this. In our ear cartilage is present. Okay, so what can you just observe from, instead of bone, what you can observe from cartilage? That it is flexible. Yes, it is flexible. Bone is flexible. Bone is not that much flexible that cartilage is in comparison. Yes sir. And bone is hard, but cartilage is not that much hard that bone is. So this is a different by which we can just touch and we can just find out the differences. So cartilage is flexible and it is not that much hard or not very much hard. Yes sir. It is flexible, it can move. Like at the tip of the nose is also made up of cartilage. Yes sir. It is non-porous. Non-porous means it does not contain any holes, pores. Yes sir. Like bones have pores and holes on their surface, but cartilage does not contain any pores or holes on their surface. Yes sir. Now in this cartilage blood vessels are absent, and whereas in bone blood vessels are present. So the best example of blood vessels are absent, when blood vessels are absent, so there is no circulation of blood in the cartilage. Okay, there is no circulation of blood in our ear, especially on the part where cartilage is. So whenever a girl can relate with this, that a girl, when we pierce our ear, so there is no blood coming up, because cartilage does not have any blood vessels, so there is no blood when we do our piercing. Yes sir. The blood does not come because the cartilage does not contain any blood vessels, because in them blood vessels are absent. Yes sir. The matrix of the cartilage is made up of proteins and sugar, but the matrix of bone is made up of protein, minerals and salts also. Okay, now let's understand the function of cartilage. It provides support and flexibility to the body parts like ear, like nose. Yes sir. It provides support and flexibility to the body parts. It smoothen the bone surfaces at joints. Yes, actually cartilage is also present in our joints everywhere where we have joints, in our elbow, in our knee. Yes sir. So over there cartilage is present to give support and flexibility. Yes sir. So this is all about supportive connective tissue. Now we have completed the two types of connective tissue. Let's move on fluid connective tissues. Take a quick screenshot or write these points in your notebook for easy revision later. Let's begin our next topic, that is fluid connective tissue. There is only one type of fluid connective tissue, that is blood. So, blood is a fluid connective tissue. Blood flows and transport gases, digested food. It also transport digested food, hormones and waste material to the different parts of the body. Yes, so actually what is the work of blood? Blood is a fluid connective tissue which flows having all these materials which transport gases, digestive food, hormones, waste materials, and this waste material goes to kidney and then it refresh it. Yes, so this all transportation is just due to because of blood. Yes, so blood flows and transport gases. Blood provides protection. Actually, when blood flows, it provides protection to our whole body for the circulation, and it provides protection to our whole body. And how this blood is made up of? Actually, blood, and blood is obviously it will be made up of tissues, and these tissues is made up of plasma, RBC, WBC, and platelets. So these are four types of category, or you can say type of bloods. Yes, so first is plasma. So what is the function of plasma? We are going to understand all the four plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. We are going to understand the definition of all four. Yes, so let's begin with plasma. Yes, what is do it is a transportation of digested food, CO2, waste and hormone. Okay, it transport, like whenever we talk about a blood, so a thing that comes in our mind quickly is that blood means transportation. Yes, so blood always do transportation from this body part to this. Yes, like now the plasma transport the digested food and CO2 and waste and hormone to our whole body. Yes, and our red blood cells, actually the red blood cells is obviously for hemoglobin. Hemoglobin pigment is present, that is a red pigment in our blood. So red blood cells, hemoglobin and RCB help in CO2 transport. So hemoglobin in red blood cells help in oxygen transport. Yes, it helps in the oxygen transport, whereas white blood cells produce antibodies to kill pathogen. Pathogen means pathogen attacks means virus attack and all the environmental disease or microorganisms attack is known as pathogen. So white blood cells is the soldier of our body. Yes, it protects and it provide it just quickly birth antibodies. It produce antibodies to kill the pathogen attacks or to prevent pathogen attacks. So basically white blood cells is the soldier of our body. Yes, and RBC, red blood cells, is the red pigment hemoglobin which contains hemoglobin and it transport oxygen to our body. Whereas platelets is the clothing of bloods. Clothing means whenever you are injured. Yes, so you have seen that brownish type coating on your skin. That coating is due to platelets, because if platelets were not there in the blood, then our blood will float in injuries. So our blood will be finished or vanished if these platelets will not be there. Yes, so this is a very important work of platelet of clothing of bloods. It provides brownish type structure on our injury to prevent the excessive bleeding of our injury. Yes, so this is the work of platelets, and we have successfully covered the fluid connective tissue also. Our connective tissues are now completed. Now let's move toward the last type of animal tissue, that is neural tissues. Okay, these are some key points, so don't miss them while preparing for your exams. Now let's understand neural tissues, which are also known as nervous tissues. Actually, these neural tissues are made up of cells, obviously, because they are tissues. So the cells which made these neural tissues are known as neuron. Okay, so the name of the cell which made the neural tissues are neuron. So let's understand something about neuron. the cell of neural tissues. So neuron is a highly specialized cell. As why it is a highly specialized cell? Because as its function is for nervous system, it is related to nervous system, brain. Yes, so its function is to transport messages, and this transportation I will explain you later, the work of transportation and all through this diagram. So this transportation takes place with these cells only, neuron cells. Okay, you can see over here, this is the neuron cells. It is a sample diagram, or you can see over here, this is the image of neuron cell. Okay, so this neuron cell is responsible for the transmitting of signals, or we can say messages. It transports the signals or messages to the brain, from the brain to the body parts, or from the body parts to the brain, vice versa. Okay, so to and from the different parts of the body. Okay, so what is the function of neuron cells or neural tissues? Is that it transmits signals from different parts of the body to brain. Yes, and the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Actually, neuron is the structural and the functional unit of nervous system. It is the basic structural unit of nervous system. What is the basic unit of a nervous system? Neuron. Okay, so and neuron is the longest cell which is present in human body. It is a very important statement. It can be asked in your exam that which is the longest cell present in human body. Actually, neuron is the longest cell which is present in human body. The length can be 1 meter long. It can be 1 meter long. Yes, sir. So let's talk about this system. With the help of neuron, means with the help of cell, this tissue is made up of nervous tissue, okay, or neural tissue. From the group of neuron cells made nervous tissues or neural tissues. Okay, then the nervous tissues, the group of nervous tissues or neural tissues made a function brain, organ brain. Yes, sir. And spinal cord. Actually, by the word spinal cord, what do you mean? Everyone say spinal cord is backbone. No, this is a very bad misunderstanding. Spinal cord is not it is not backbone. Actually, it is inside the backbone. Do you understand? Like if it is a pen, you have seen a pen. Yes, sir. So pen contains a refill in it. So and its structure is out, then the pen have refill in it. Yes, sir. So that refill is spinal cord, and that pen's structure is a backbone. So inside the backbone as a refill, spinal cord is present. Not spinal cord is not a backbone. Okay, so brain is a organ from which this nervous system is made up of. Yes, sir. So this is the table, a very simple table. Now let's understand how the neuron transmits signals to brain, or from the brain to the body parts, or vice versa. Yes, so this is the diagram of neuron cell. This is neuron cell. You can see over here I have labeled it. First of all, this is the first part. This whole is cell structure or cell body, in which we contain nucleus. And this cell body of neuron tissues are also known as cyton or soma. If these two terms are in your NCERT, cyton or soma, so you should understand that it is a cell body of neuron tissues or neuron cells. Okay, it is the cell body of neuron cells. Okay, cyton or soma, it is the cell body basically. Okay, now you can see these branches. Yes, sir, these branches are like cytoplasma has just branching. So these branches are known as dendrites. Okay, now you can see a stem like this. Yes, this stem is known as axon. Okay, and you can see something like curved in 3D, curved on neuron stem or axon. Okay, this is known as myasheath. Yes, sir. Now after the axon we have the ending of nerves. So that's why this is the ending part, ending of the signal. So this is known as nerve ending. Okay, so now let's understand the function of all these parts of the neuron cells. So the function of this neuron cell is start from dendrites. Why? Because it is the upper part of the neuron cell. Okay, so this dendrites is a branch type structure which contains or which collect the signals or the messages from the other neuron cell. Like on the above there is a neuron cell also. So this dendrites, what is the work of this dendrites? Only this dendrites collect the information, the messages or the signals from the other neuron cell to itself. Now the signal is now over here on the dendrites. Now this dendrite passes it to the cell body, means cyton or soma. It passes to the cell body. Now what is the work of the cell body? Actually now this cell body passes all the signal, all the information which the dendrites have sent it to the cell body. It passes to the axon. Yes sir. And in the same way axon just passes or transport this message to the nerve ending. Okay, and what does nerve ending do? These nerve ending, like this axon is a tube-like structure. And when it collect all the information from the cell body, it collect the information from cell body and transport it to the nerve ending. So what does nerve ending have to transport? This nerve ending will transport to the other neuron cells, dendrites. Okay, now over here this will be another cell behind it. Okay, so these nerve ending will pass all the signals to these dendrites, and with the vice versa will be the same process. Then dendrites, then cell body, then axon, and then nerve ending, then to the third neuron cell. This continuously proceeds. This will further proceeds with all other neuron cells. Actually this is how the neuron cell transport the messages or the signals from the body to the brain, and from the brain to the body. Okay, so this is all about our chapter. Our tissues in action now is finally now completed. And here comes our last slide. Revise these final points and you are all set. So we will meet you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.